Hello, this is going to be a quick one. In today's video, I'll be showing how to design this simple but beautiful social media flyer. So we're going to be using a dimension of 1080 pixels by 1080 pixels, and I'm going to go to my shape layers here and take my shape tool and draw a rectangle. Alright, something like so. And I'm going to ensure it's white, so I'm going to go to my color picker, set it to white, and then I'm going to rasterize this. Okay, and sure you come to your blending options and click rasterize here. Alright, so next up I'm going to bring in my images. Okay, and by the way, these are the images that I'm using for this design process. Okay, I'll leave a link to where you can download them in the description box, so feel free to practice along. Alright, so I'm going to drag into my Photoshop, something like so, and I'm going to use it and ensure it fills up the canvas. Then I come to the layer options here, and I'm going to rename this to, let me just hit the doodle image, hit enter. So next up, I'm going to gradually fade this image into the background. So in order to do that, I ensure that the image layer option is here is selected. Okay, this, and I come to my opacity tool and I slide this down. Okay, so as you can see, as I slide it down, the image gradually fades into the background. All right. So something like this is nice because this design is for a tech company, a tech brand. So you have to use images that or documents that represent whatever you're trying to design. Cool. So next up, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to create a layer mask for this. So I come down to, once again, ensure that the image layer is selected. I come down here, click this, and then I go to my brush tool by pressing the letter B on the keyboard. Alright, ensure your foreground color is set to black and the background set to white. And then I can increase the size of the brush by pressing the right arrow bracket on the keyboard. Now I'm just going to brush off and just brush off slightly some part of this. Okay, just to just brush off slightly. I think this is cool, so I Ctrl V, or I click V to drop the brush tool. Alright, so next up I'm going to bring in my image. Okay, the image of the subject, which is this one. So I'm going to right click and say open with Photoshop. Alright, so next up I'm going to remove the background from this image. Now if you're using Photoshop 2020 and above, you can remove the background from images in just one click. Alright, so what you do, you come to where you have the properties tab and go down to where you select quick options and go to remove background. Alright, so I'm going to click that and just allow Adobe AI to completely remove the background from that image. Yeah, so we have successfully removed the background from this image. So I can let me just tweak this image a bit. I'm going to ensure that the image layer is selected right here. Okay, the image layer is selected. Or before I can do that, let me just convert this to a smart object. Convert to smart object like so. And then I come to where I have the go to where I have filter and select open in camera raw filter. Alright, so I'm just going to go to where, give it a bit more vibrance. And then I come to where I have the contrast. Okay, make sure it comes out. Go to the black, increase the blacks. Then I go right ahead and I click OK. So I'm going to give the image some effects. So I'm going to go to my blending options right here. To my layer options, I'm going to right click and go to blending options. And then I'm going to add some just sort of drop shadow to the image, drop shadow. Change it to black. Okay, like this. And then I'm going to go to where I have the contour option right here. I'm going to click this and change this to the other option, something like so. And then I go right ahead and click OK. So okay, I'm going to go back to the blending options and just increase the spacing right here. I'm going to increase the spread rather. Okay, and the size. Okay, increase the size, increase the distance. Okay, just tweak it a bit. Alright, the spread. Yeah, I think that's okay. Cool. So I'm going to start adding my text to this image. So I'm going to go to, I already have it in my notepad, so I'm just going to copy this. Okay, Ctrl C to copy. Go to my work area. Take my text by pressing the letter T on the keyboard. And I'm going to paste with Ctrl V. Alright. I'm going to use the font Montserrat. Okay, so you can download that from the internet, it's free. So I'm going to choose Montserrat, and I'm going to go for a extra bold. Yeah, and I'm going to change this to green to match with the client's color. Just go for a darker shade of it. Yeah, something like so. So I'm going to expand it something like this. Alright, so let me bring this down a bit further. Okay, I'm going to reduce, let me check if there's, okay, I'm going to reduce the tracking, change to 0, cool. Yeah, let me convert that to 0. And then I'm going to go to my rectangle tool right here. So if you're having value from this video, please give this video a like, share this video with your friends, and also subscribe to my channel for more graphic design tips, tricks, and tutorials. So I'm going to go to my shape tool, draw a rounded rectangle like so. Okay, let me do that again. Alright, draw, okay, something like so. Okay, then I'm going to change this to the same color on this. Okay. Alright, then I'm going to sort of increase the roundedness of the rectangle. So I just come here, and then where I have this pixel, just change it to like 30. Alright. Yeah, that's cool. And then I can increase this a bit further. Alright, so I'm going to copy or paste the word huge. I'm going to copy this and take my text tool by pressing the letter T on the keyboard. Alright, and Ctrl A, Ctrl V. Okay, huge. Then I'm going to go for a bright yellow. So I'm going to go to my properties panel right here, change this to a bright yellow. Okay, yeah, something like so. Perfect. Alright, then I'm going to drag this into this area. Hit enter. Alright, so next up I'm going to give this a drop shadow. Okay, so I'm going to go right click and go to blending options, and then I'm going to give it a drop shadow. Yeah, change this back to the default option. Let me reduce the opacity. Okay, this is cool. Click OK, and then I'm going to expand this. Okay, make sure it pops out. Cool. Alright, so next up I'm going to go to my notepad once again. I'm going to copy this. Ctrl C to copy. Okay, take my text to come here, and Ctrl A, Ctrl V to paste. And once again I'm going to select the green color on the same on this. Yes, let's make it bold. Alright, so I'm going to resize this to fill up the space here. Okay, something like so. Alright, then I'm going to go once again to my notepad, and I'm going to copy this. Are you ready? Okay, come to my text tool, take my text tool here, Control, okay, I'm going to paste this, Ctrl V to paste, and then I'm going to change drop my text first of all, and I'm going to change this to, I'm going to use the font, let me check, I think I've got the Collie font right here. Yes, I think is this Aripelago. I think that's, yeah, that's it. Okay, so I'm going to change the font to that, and I'm going to change this font to black, this text to black, or a darker shade of this green. Cool. And then I'm going to click this. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, so we're almost done with this design. So if you're having value from this video, please give this video a like, share this video with your friends, subscribe to my channel, and of course, yeah, leave your questions and comments in the comment section. So I'm going to give this rectangle right here some effects. Okay, so I'm going to go to the rectangle layers right here and right click and go to blending options, and then I'm going to go to bevel. Alright, just to give it that, and go to contour. Yes, and then I can increase the depth a bit, increase the size. Yes, and then I can just come to where I have style. Yes, go for, you can either change to inner bevel or emboss, whichever one you're comfortable with. But I think emboss is cool. Then you can also add a stroke. Just play around this effect to see what works for you. You can also add maybe a stroke, give the lighter shade of this green, like a lemon color, and see what works for you. But I don't think I need stroke on this. So I think a contour is, let me go for a drop shadow and see. Okay, I think that's cool. Drop shadow is cool. So just play with the effect and see what works best for you. Yeah, so this is how, yeah, you can design a simple promotional flyer for a tech brand. Okay, so I'm sure you had value from this video. If there's any part of this tutorial that's not clear, feel free to ask your questions in the comment section, and of course I will attend to them as soon as possible. So thanks for watching, and until I see you in my next video, take care and stay safe.